Hey there, comic book fans. I'm a little sleepy today, so excuse me for my tired eyes and slowness of speech. But I'm doing this contest for Jimmy C's Christmas contest. He wanted us to share his video, which I'll do, and show off some original published comics art, which we may have, since he has just gotten into buying original art. And I've bought some over the years, really nothing very expensive, but just stuff I liked, found here and there. And he also wanted us to maybe share a story, if we didn't have original art, about an interaction with a comic book artist. And I figured I'd I'm going to show 3 pieces and share 3 stories that are all kind of the same. First of all, one weird thing I found when buying comic art on eBay is it takes longer for them to ship and for you to get your comic art than most stuff. I don't know why, but that has something to do with this first story, in that here is a page of Jose Garcia Lopez original art from a series called Twilight, which I'm not even that familiar with the series, but I like Jose Garcia Lopez art, and I saw this on eBay, and it wasn't that expensive. I would have to look up how much it was. It was like, $80 or something. It's not a page with, any big DC characters on it. But I bought this page, and it must have been a month later. The page didn't show up yet. So I, of course, eventually end up I end up contacting the seller, and I was like, hey, where's my page? Turns out he sent this page to somebody else. Whoever. A guy who bought another page, and he sent him this page. So he had to get this page back and then resend it to me. So it was months before I got it. But it turns out the guy who I bought it from was actually a comic book artist himself. His name is, I think it was Richard Pace. Here, I keep my comic art in these Mylar sleeves. And he did this issue of Starman, I guess, amongst other things. So this is Starman, issue 36, page 12. So he sent me, he's like, to make up for the months and months he's been waiting, he sent me one of his own pages. He just threw it in to make up for that taking 3 months or whatever to get me that page. But I thought that was a pretty nice thing to do, He didn't have to. Like I said, Starman, I think this is the one issue of Starman. It's got Richard Pace inks and Richard Pace pencils and Wade von Grauberger inks. I think this was the one issue that this particular artist drew for Starman. It was this was like it was a story. I think this is the 1980s Starman. There was one issue in the James Robinson run that had that. So, and this is also, if you see here, this is a twice up page, so it's bigger. This is normal comic book page size, which is 1.5 times up. This is more around twice up. I guess it's done on some old, I don't even know what page. This is DC Comics paper. It must have been like DC Comics graphic novel paper or something, because it's a completely different size than their normal one. But as you can see, what I do when I put this stuff in Mylar, I have these big photo corners I use, which are just pockets. So I mount, they're archival, so I mount it in these pockets to another piece of Bristol board. That way I can just slip this into a bigger piece of Mylar, and it doesn't get, I think this is a 16 by 20 piece of Mylar. So now I can just slip that in there, and it stays protected in the my Mylar is splitting on one side. It stays protected in the Mylar. Or at least it will once I get it in there. This Mylar isn't always as rugged as you want it to be because the sides will split on you. That's what happened to me right there. That side split, so getting it in and out can be a problem. But there we go. There's the first Jose Garcia Lopez Twilight, issue number 3, story page 23. And Starman, issue 36, page 12. Just first 2 pieces I want to show you. They come with that little story. And the second story comes from David Lapham. Did a graphic novel. He's the Stray Bullets guy. He did a graphic novel for DC called Silverfish. Came out in the mid-2000s, I think. And I guess if you look at this, it was one of those smaller size graphic novels. Matter of fact, it's up on my shelf. Hold on one second. There we go. There's the actual size of the graphic novel, Silverfish. Slightly different size than where's a regular comic book? There's a regular comic book. So it's slightly taller, slightly shorter, and a little bit wider than a regular comic book. Don't ask me why they used this size, but they did. And, nice David Lapham crime graphic novel. I saw this page from it. Just, just tooling around eBay, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I haven't bought original art in a little while. Let's see, what year did this come out? It's got to be 2007. So it was probably around 2008, 2009. I was looking and I found this. Bought it off of eBay. Once again, I bought this right from David Lapham. He was the one selling it on eBay. You can see, I guess he was using the bottom to draw some phones, but only the art right here made it into the final comic. Like I said, since it wasn't a standard size, he was just modifying standard paper. But like I said, I bought this, and once again, a few weeks went by, I don't know, a month, who knows, all of a sudden I ended up having to contact him because the page never showed up. Turns out, he just never sent it. He contacted me, apologized, and he's like, I've got no excuse. I just forgot to send the page completely. So then, to make up for it, he sent me an autographed copy of Stray Bullets #1 and this little Silverfish sketch. Let me pull this out. Whoops. That just says, no respect. To Jared, best, David Lapham. So, I got a little something extra for this one too, because he just completely forgot to send it to me. But at least he didn't have to get it back from anyone like the other one. So there are my first 2 eBay purchases with interactions with artists who didn't send me stuff. And the third one is I will show you these 2 Timothy Truman Grimjack pages. Let's pull this one out. First, I like this one a lot. You got this nice cave drawing. And also you can see, as some artists do, they figure stuff out on the back. And then they flip it over and lightbox it and draw it. So sometimes you get extra drawings on the back. This is, once again, from the same time period, about 2000 and... pardon me, this was 2005, a little bit earlier. Grimjack, one of the mini-series from Dynamite, page 5 of 22. But I was once again checking eBay back. I probably got this around the same time, 2007 and 2008. Let's see this other one. Grimjack, issue 3, page 5. Once again, right from Tim Truman on eBay. He was selling these himself. And some drawings on the back. You can see that's the pencils. And And that's the inks of the guy. There are the pencils of those 3 panels. And he inked it on this side. Like I said, that's sometimes what they do. They figure out, because they don't want to erase any pencils, they don't want to worry about anything, so they draw. They already have the boxes on. They draw on the back and then just flip it over and light box it so they can see through and just ink right on top. He's also got his, wrote TimmyTruman.com on it. But anyway, saw a page that I liked on eBay. Bought it from Tim Truman. And then I get an email, the next day or so saying, whoops. Turns out the page I got, his art dealer sold a month earlier. He didn't know. His art dealer wasn't supposed to sell that page. He was selling that page himself on eBay. So he actually told me to make up for it, go to his website and pick any 2 pages and I'll send them to me. So that's what I did. I went to his website. I think the original page was from one of these, was from this series too. I can't even remember which page it was now since I didn't get it. What did it matter? Found these 2 that I liked. Nice half splash of Grimjack. And he sent me these 2 pages. So there were my 3 interactions with artists. With comic book artists, buying comic book art on eBay, were the 3 of them kind of messing up. But they made up for it in the end. And I've got some extra art from it. I've, got 2 pages instead of 1 of Grimjack. I got this nice autographed Stray Bullets #1 and a nice little sketch from David Lapham. And got that extra page of Starman from Richard Pace. So not a bad little deal altogether. So there's just some of my original art, and I hope you like the stories.